All right, we are going live, and I don't have a way. We are live. This is the Love Morning broadcast, and welcome. Giving it a second or two to get here live. People want to filter in, see if this will work. Not quite yet. Well, I start this day with a song for you, and if we don't know how, we kind of pick a shoe and we make a beat to share some gratitude, and if this isn't enough to lift our attitude. Okay, welcome. Welcome to Love Morning. I am John Halcyonston, and this is a daily practice of gratitude and connection. Good morning, Rachel. If you are here live and you'd like to say hello, leave a comment. Share something that you're grateful for. This is a dual, multi-purpose gathering. One, to share gratitude. Two, to recognize that we're not alone and there's people out there like us. So thank you for being one of those people, one of those fellow love ambassadors. And the other part is to kind of encourage one another as we go off into the day to be embodiments of connection and gratitude and, dare I say it, love. So we can be the examples, we can be the role models, we can be the permission slips as we go through the world. Good morning, Christopher. Good morning, Faith. Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Al. Good morning, Jay Wellness. And good morning, Razorblade. I'm in San Diego, California. Faith is in Key West. Christopher is in Chicago. Jay Wellness is in the beautiful Pacific Palisades. I am still in a detoxing from caffeine period. So I am not filled with the same energy that I normally am. And boy, it is tough to hold the line and not ingest some chemicals that would make the morning easier and make the motivation higher. But I know this is a good time for me to. All I really need to do today is prepare a talk for tomorrow. But it's at 4 in the afternoon, so I don't know how people are even going to be there. So it's not a huge pressure. So I'm trying to hold the line, nap if I need to. Yawn when I need to. Etoile, good morning. Etoile is here in Santa Cruz, still in the California. Nice to have you here. And Guider Jen is in Calgary. Welcome, Moosecock. I am grateful that despite a whole bunch of frustration, that I am making baby steps in my repairing of my roof and my ceiling. Had some water damage, and I am new to condo ownership. I am new to HOA interactions. I am new to, homeowners insurance. It's all things I don't quite know how to do. So it has been a source of some frustration, and yesterday I had someone come in to what I thought was just going to be a super minor. I thought we'd already done all the steps. Now we just had to get a little bit I had to repair my roof, and this person came in to look at the work that he had to do, and he pointed out several places where he thought there was additional damage. So I thought it was going to be just a minor patch of the roof, and he was saying, "Oh, you need to move out for 2 weeks, and we're going to have to rip this all out." And I sat down to do a gratitude circle right after that, and I couldn't do it. Luckily there's other people leading it, because I was like, my chest was like, and I just wanted to lie down, and it was an interesting experience as I was aware of wow, I'm physically reacting in a freak out way. So I'm grateful that I didn't fall apart, and I'm grateful that I was able to follow the directions given to me and put in a claim on my insurance and take the next steps. Good morning, Bella Bell in Tel Aviv. Hello, welcome. Good morning or good evening to you, I believe. And hello, Liz. Happy Friday. Jen is grateful she gets to meet an adopted sister for the first time today. To find out family kept this secret for so many years as a trip. Whoa, wish me well in Arizona now. Enjoy this wild adventure. That's pretty freaking exciting. Hey, Valerie. Valerie says, no matter the number of attendees, you will be happier with yourself if you kill it, even for that small crowd. I'm grateful for people who give awesome talks that really teach me something new, like you and your TED Talk at TEDx AFC 12 years ago. 12 years, my goodness. Hi, Valerie, good to see you. And you're right, that is good advice. And it's not that I don't want to kill it. It's that I'm having trouble, staying energized. And so it's like, how much do I beat myself up and how much self-criticism, and it's a tough cycle for me. But I will do the best I can. Well, maybe that's not true. I will do what I do. Jackie, that was... Bella says, I was a virgin burner this year and the boot camp helped so much. Oh, yay. And you recommend the boot camp to those going to Midburn. Thank you. That's beautiful to know and hear. I think it is just impossible to prepare for Burning Man, but I do feel like there are things that you can learn that can make it easier. And it feels good to know that it is helpful. So thank you, Bella Bell. Etoile is saying security, like roof and housing, can trigger us. I too would have sat in silence in self-care. It's the harder thing for me is one of my struggles is in being ignorant or feeling stupid or not knowing what to do. And since this is this area where like I'm so ignorant in terms of housing stuff. I'm so ignorant in terms of even the property ownership and the processes, and because I'm dealing with other owners here, there are times when I feel stupid. I don't know what I'm doing, and even even when I try to ask questions, I feel like I don't understand, and I just hate that feeling of being naive and stupid. I mean, like if I would love to just say, hey, just tell me what it costs. What's this going to cost me? Okay. But got to call this person and then get a quote here and then follow up here and don't get overcharged here. And then I got to get this approval here and that approval and send that in. And I'm like, I don't know. And then if I waited too long, so now it's going to be worse because now there's maybe mold in there. And so I was stupid about that. So that's my, yeah. It's fine, and I'm grateful that big picture, it's going to get fixed. It's just, and I'm not in any danger, and I have a support network, and if I had to leave for 2 weeks to get repairs, I would be okay. It's not, so I'm very lucky and I'm blessed and I'm super grateful for that. Juan, hello. Juan is grateful to be celebrating my boy's 13th birthday. Man, that is an exciting and awkward time to be a young boy. Thank you, Faith. Well, I said I feel stupid, which is the difference. I know that I'm not stupid, but I don't like feeling stupid. I don't like the feeling of I don't like not being good at things. I mean, so it's just the way it is, and I work on it. There is a deep self-worth thing about being good at things, you know. So it's not something I can just dismiss with, I can't wish it away. But I'm just being honest about my feelings. This is part of my journey. Speaking of our journeys, anyone got something that they are looking forward to this weekend? Something that you're grateful that you've got coming up? I am grateful for two things tomorrow. If you're in San Diego, I would like to invite you to both of them. One is the First Saturdays of tomorrow. So if you'd like to help me distribute donated items and food and goodies to local people experiencing homelessness, we meet at noon tomorrow in San Diego. And then in the afternoon, I am sorry. Let me say, I'm not asking for feedback or coaching through my struggles. I'm just being honest about them. So I'm not looking for advice right now. And then in the afternoon is the, what's it called? Infinite Energy. Is that what it's called? A mini festival, family-friendly festival. Starts at noon, so I will miss the beginning at First Saturdays. And there's workshops in the afternoon, and then musician or DJs and fire and lightning performances. So that's all tomorrow. It should be very exciting. My workshop is at 4, and then I think the lightning starts at 5, I think. And so, yeah, so if you're in San Diego, I highly recommend the second one for sure. And if you're around and want to help the First Saturdays, come by. I appreciate the support, everyone. Etoile is looking forward to seeing Mingle in person. Oh, that's awesome. And if you don't know these names, Mingle and Etoile are people who are regulars in the Gratitude Zoom circles that happen every day that you are so welcome in. And it's such a beautiful thing to connect with someone over time digitally and then connect in person. And that's happened a number of times. Some of you I've met in person. Valerie is grateful for the first ever Yellow Springs Film Festival in Ohio. With Fred Armisen kicking it off with teaching us about the role of music in comedy. Oh, he is the best. I love Fred Armisen. Super cool. Would anyone else like to share any gratitude before we have a hug and then head off into our days and work on looking for things to be grateful for? I am grateful to connect with a friend I haven't seen, or a colleague I haven't seen in 15 years. He reached out, and we're going to have coffee this afternoon, so I'm looking forward to that. Carolyn is looking forward to our Burning Man camp decompression tonight at Horse Stables. Nice. Hey, and Janet is grateful for Thundercat and a great night at his show with my wonderful friend Mona last night. Sweet. Ooh, I'm grateful someone just introduced me to a new musical artist, Honeycomb. And I'm a huge fan of Harry Mack, who does these like Omegle, which is like a chat roulette kind of site. And he does freestyle raps. And someone just pointed out there's another guy called Honeycomb who makes, like, with loops and beatboxing, he makes songs out of things that people say, just like, oh my god, that's so cool, oh my god, that's so cool, and he mixes it into, which is super fun. So I'm grateful for that introduction to another inspiring, talented person. Rachel is grateful for self-regulation and definitely Thundercat. Well, now I got to learn about Thundercat. Razorblade is grateful to be home after working away. Nice to be home. Struggle is part of humanity, and I am here to listen while you go through humanity. Thank you, Etoile. I feel that. I just, I totally appreciate being supported, and sometimes if I'm frustrated with myself, it is not helpful for me. And I'm not speaking to anything specific. If like, and this is, I think, in general, just I think good advice. When someone told me that, unsolicited advice is criticism, and there's a difference between supporting someone and offering solutions for them. And again, not saying that anyone did that today. I just that it takes really delicate wording for me to be receptive to suggestions. And actually, if you listen, when Lisa was here a couple of days ago, I was talking about how she will say things like, "I'm curious if it would be helpful to do this," which allows me to go, "Oh, she's having curiosity about that." Is different than, "Have you tried this?" Because "Have you tried this?" It's like, "No, I haven't done that. That's one more thing I haven't done." Does that make sense? So I think it's a delicate line, especially, I'll admit that I am not in my strength right now, and a big part of that is as I am weaning off of caffeine, and I am not feeling as quick, and I know that I did not use my yesterday time very well, and and as Valerie said, like I try to give myself permission for not doing such a good job for my talk, but she's like, you should do the best you can. Like, you're right. And so there's a critical part of me. I have no problem whipping myself into self-criticism, and that sometimes is not a motivating place for me. It can be a discouraging place. All right. Christopher is grateful to be Cali sober and content. Brent is grateful for a weekend off with Susan. Yay, Brent. And if Etoile says, listen more and help less. Listening can be so powerful. Yes, and also I'll acknowledge that sometimes it is again, nobody here was throwing criticism at me. I just was feeling weak and got distracted, and so that's all. So I love you. Thank you much for being here this morning. Good morning, Gerbot. And as we go into our days, let's remember that we're not alone here. We're all doing the best we can. And so I would love it if you would join me with a hug before we go. So wherever you are, give yourself a big squeeze of gratitude and appreciation for this moment, for our growth and for our learning. For self-forgiveness, forgiveness of others. We're recognizing we're all doing the best we can with what we got in that moment. So let's take a deep breath in and squeeze. And release. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of you, thanks for being here. I love you, and thank you for the support and the suggestions, and I definitely feel it. Thank you. Gearbot is grateful to be able to spend a few more days with mom and family. Thank you. Love you. Have a beautiful day.